from a previous session?
No, Surendra.
Okay. So let me give a small recap what we have discussed as part of a previous session. So in a previous session, we have created blob containers, right? And then we have accessed these sessions as a container. We uploaded some files, downloaded some files. We have accessed these files over the internet. We have changed the access level from a public to anonymous to no anonymous to private, and then we have seen you are unable to access it. And also we have talked about how you can change the access tiers from hard to cool and cool to archival and vice versa. And we have seen snapshot on lease as an options we have discussed in previous session about blobs. And also we have talked about file shares. So file shares we have seen, we have created a couple of file shares, like you could see Cyber is one file share, sessions is one file share. These file shares, what we have done, so I'm just deleting, it's a 5 TB size, it's an unnecessary cost. Right, so we have created sessions as a file share. We have used Azure virtual machine for our testing purpose. We have mapped these sessions as a drive, as a network drive to our virtual machine. Right? That is what on a high level we have seen as part of a previous session. Only thing we need to worry about as part of file share mapping as a network drive to your computer is that from your network and security team, you need to make sure port number 445 should be allowed as an outbound connectivity from your laptop with the outside world. Right? This is what on a high level what we have seen as part of previous session. Any questions, guys, till now?
Surendra, I just asked like how to create a container inside a I mean like a sub containers. Can you show me one example? To just because you just gave the navigation, but I couldn't able to.
So are we discussed anything on a storage explorer? No, right?
No.
Just like allow me for this session.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
first,
fine, no issue. Yeah, because I just clicked that. You told me to click right. I just gone through. I didn't understand that. So thought of asking you. Nothing.
and it's my problem only. I was in assumption that we have covered a concept called Storage Explorer. So actually, this is the UI of portal, no? So for us, right? Apart from this portal, we can manage this as like storage accounts using a tool called Storage Explorer. That is a utility, management utility. Right? These are all the ways we could handle the storage services in Azure. One is Azure portal, the one we are doing, right? Uploading, downloading, managing, and everything. Storage Explorer, this tool will be used dedicatedly to deal with only Azure storage accounts. Okay, so centralized management, I could say. If you are having 100 different subscriptions, 1,000 different storage accounts, if you want to see them in a single window, move the data, manage the storage account, Storage Explorer will be used. I will show you, that's no problem. We have a dedicated session on it. Huh? And AZCopy is a command line utility that also we will discuss. So for now, we are talking only about portal level navigation only. Okay. So before getting into the Storage Explorer, I just want to give an information about two things. One is access keys, other one is shared access signature. So access keys is nothing but your kind of for your storage account. Apart from you have a role-based access control, these keys will be used like username and password kind of stuff. Right? You can authenticate your storage account using storage account key. Your applications can authenticate your storage account using connection string as well. For a databases, you might have seen connection strings, right? How your application can authenticate over the internet. Similarly, using connection string, you could authenticate. Your application can directly use this connection string to authenticate and create and upload and manage your storage blobs, whatever the content you wish like to. These credentials of a storage account key and a connection string will be kind of a root privileges. It means it does have a complete control without having any restriction. Clear? let's say these keys can be rotated at any point in time. So best practices can be followed in an organizations. If your data is pretty much critical, you can rotate these keys and maintain up to date 3 months once, 6 months once, or yearly ones based on the organization policies, right? By default, you can also set the reminder as well for your keys to rotate. That is also quite possible. As I've been mentioning, these keys are kind of a root, kind of a fully administrative privileges. If you use this keys or connection string, it means there is no control. If they want to perform any operations, it does allow by using these keys and connection strings. So you can use key 1 and key 2. Both are similar operations or similar privileges. There is no restriction in that. Now, assume that these keys and connection strings, as I've been reiterating, it does have full control on your storage account, correct? Assume that you want to control the permissions to your end users, right? You want to provide customized permissions against your storage account for your end users. How we can do that? In Azure storage account, we have something called shared access signature. In a shortcut, they will call this one as a SAS URL or SAS URI. So what does it mean? You can generate your own key for your storage account. You can generate your own connection string by customizing the permissions instead of allowing everything, right? It will help you out in customizing the permissions. Is it clear, guys? Shall we create one SAS key and access the files? Okay. Let's say here if you see allowed services, let's say blobs is enabled, file share is enabled, queues is enabled, and tables are enabled. What I'm saying, I want to generate a key and a connection string, SAS connection string or a SAS key, which does manage only blobs. If this particular key, if you want to manage for a file share, queues and table, it should not work. That is my agenda. Under resource types, I want to allow him to do the containers, objects and services. Permissions, I don't want him to write any data. I don't want it that he delete any operations or create any operations or add any operations. I am customizing the permissions, only blobs, all the resource types, only read the data, list the data. That's it. I'm not allowing any other permissions, right? Here I can define the start date and end date. Let's say start date is today from now, end date, let's say this key, whatever I'm going to generate, I can define the start and end date, expiry date as well. Let's say if I select 15th of March, what will happen from today onwards till 15th of March, 5:18 a.m. This key will be valid, after which key will automatically get expired. Clear, guys? And this is allowed IP addresses. So for every organization, for every internet connection, you will be having a public IP. How we will get to know that? If you just type what is my IP v4 in your browser, you will get one public IP. Are you able to see one IP is generated here? This is the IP is given by my service provider. If you just type the similar, what is my IPv4 in your browsers now, you will be get one public IP. So why it is required? If at all you want to control the computer from where you want to allow this to work, for that also you can define the IP addresses here. We'll talk about this allowed IP addresses networking when it comes whitelisting and other stuff. For now, just have it an understanding. Allowed protocols, HTTP and HTTPS. So when I say HTTP, it is not a secured connection. So by default, we'll be selected HTTPS only. Right? This is the allowed protocols. If you just come here, right, generate a connection string, right? What will happen now? There will be a connection string, SAS token, SAS URL will be get generated. are able to see them. Using these tokens, if you just sharing this connection string to your application team, whoever want to manage, or whoever the requester is coming to you, what he can do typically, he will use this connection string and connect to the Azure storage account, and then when it comes to operations, only he can do blobs only. If he is trying to do some kind of a file shares, tables, queues, he cannot do any other operations over there. It is allowed only for a blob. That too, that blobs also he could read and list only. He cannot write, delete, add any kind of files. This is customized permission. Now you understand from a keys, instead of sharing the keys to your developers, whereas full control, you don't have any control against it, right? It is always better to go with the shared access signature where you can customize the permission. Till that it is clear.
Surinder, it's kind of API request.
Yes, it is an API request only from an applications to storage. They will use an API request to communicate using connection strings.
Okay. So each application we have to generate, or each service we have to generate.
Now, one valid storage account SaaS URL, that is shared access signature, uh, that token or a connection string can be used across multiple applications, multiple services. One can be used in a multiple places. Nothing wrong in it.
But that time endpoint will change, na? Endpoint payload will change.
No, here the storage account is same only, no? For
Okay,
me,
okay.
storage account at the end of the day is AZT27. If I have 10 applications want to use AZT27 as a storage account, and they want to create or list and read the content of my container, I'm not bothered about the request is coming from one application, request is coming from 100 applications. It does, sir. Yeah. Shall we see one use case?
Where
Yeah,
we can see,
please.
like, how many is, shared access signature, I mean, a SaaS account has been created. Now you created one. So in an organization, like, if you just, can you scroll it to the top? See, here we are enable only blob, right? So for example, like, I need one more, say I need to create one more key for file, for example. So where I can see, like, how many, uh, the what is that, access control accesses we have created for, because here I couldn't able to see how many number of connections.
That can, so the question is two different things. How many number of connections to storage, how many people are using this shared access token, or how many tokens are generated so far.
No, how many tokens are generated so far?
So we don't have any UI to see that. So we
Okay.
may need to kind of put on more amount of efforts, whereas these operations we need to put it one place called log analytics in Azure. That is kind of a dump yard in a layman terminology, where you can dump all these logs there and you need to query it. For that, we'll call it as a K query. So that by writing that query, you will get a results. So with that, probably we have an option of, let's say, how many shared access signatures has been generated, but you cannot see the keys anymore. You need to copy and then maintain it in your whatever the walls you do maintain. Once after you come back in a different screen, let's say you have generated one more set of keys for a different permissions. Let's say now this is the key for a read permission. Assume that I am creating with allowing full permissions to the block. Right, what I will do, I will just come here, generate. So when I click on generate, again your keys and connection string get immediately will get varied. We cannot see the old ones. That doesn't mean that old ones is invalid, that those are all still active.
Yeah,
Based
yeah,
on
that's my question, is like how to track. Say for example, like in one of the team, when we are working in a team, a team member has generated a, key actually, because see where I can see those keys actually, because we can't every time come here and generate the new keys at all the times, right? When the
that
old key is active.
uh, that inventory as a team, we need to maintain only Chiranjeev. We don't have an
Separately. Okay.
option in this area to see them actually.
So here we can't track. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Got it.
No, this is the same thing you have been asking me, Chiranjeev. So shared access signature.
Right, right.
So one of the real-time use case. So I'm just copying this SAS token. So one of the use case I'm just giving you right now. So I'm just taking this SAS token and I'm going to my containers. If you see sessions container is in a private or public, it's a private
Private.
container. So when I try to access, let's say I want to access this file, I will take this URL. If I go to my browser, paste the URL, click on enter, am I able to access this? No, right? So with the SAS tokens, by embedding the SAS token, so we can give authorization to read the content of your blog files. It's not only blog, other kind of a content as well. So what I will do now, this is my URL of my file, that is still text file. I will copy this, my SAS token, will embed to this URL. After my file name, I will embed this SAS token here. Now I will copy this entire URL. Right? Are you able to get the data? So I am providing one more layer. Although your container is a private only, but I am authorized to view. I am having the valid SAS key. Right? When you're having that kind of scenario, you can embed that and then view the content or read the content or write the content. Right? Although the container can be a private. Any questions based so far? About storage account, access keys, keys and connection strings, and generating shared
Sir,
access signatures by customizing
Surinder, can, Surinder, can you show the where you configure that hard key, authentication key?
No, this is the same shared access signature only. What are we discussed till now in this screen? I clicked on generated key, so it is generated. This key I have copied before coming out of the screen, and then I have embedded to my URL of my container URL. Okay.
No need to configure in there.
Where Saidu?
In you created some file shares.
Uh-huh.
You you generate one hard key. You embedded with you,
No, what I
you
am
remove something.
uh, what I am trying to understand or give an information here is that we have a Azure blob storage. Under that, we have a container called sessions. This container is private. When I say it is a private, you cannot access that content. If you see, without having a SAS token,
Yeah.
my file is not accessible because my container is a private container. When I say private container means over the internet, you cannot come and hit my container. I said it's a private, right? So to access it,
Yeah.
so this is the one of the methodology apart from keys, connection strings. You can generate the SAS token and you can embed that, right? So that will allow you to access the content. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Got it.
Now we'll see this. So as of now, whatever we have done, the management of Azure Storage account using this Azure portal. So now we'll use a tool called Storage Explorer. This is the Open in Storage Explorer. When I click on Open in Storage Explorer, what will happen? It will ask you to download if you don't have. If it is already installed in your machine, so if you just you can download option. If you just click on it, what will happen? It will open up Microsoft official page where you can select the operating system like Windows, Mac, Linux, and Linux operating system. So in my case, it is a Windows. You just click on download. So what it will do, it typically download one 94 MB of a file of a storage explorer. So the installation of this file is a .exe file. The installation of this file is pretty much straightforward by clicking on unlike your normal other files installation. It's pretty much straightforward. Once after we have done with the installation, just type Azure Storage Explorer. Are you able to see one application here in my local laptop? Click on
Yeah.
open it. So when I get opened it will just load storage Azure Storage Explorer. This is a Storage Explorer. Is kind of main advantage of the Storage Explorer is it's pretty easy to manage your storage or move the data between the storage accounts. One, if you are having 10 storage accounts, if you want to add those 10 storage accounts or move the content between the storage accounts, it is pretty much straightforward and easy, which we will see it. Other one is it's a centralized management. Operations are pretty much straightforward, which anybody can easily perform. Right? For that, first we need to log into this account. So in my case, I don't have any account. I need to add an account. So if you could see here, you can directly log in using a subscription. So when you click on subscription, what will happen? Under the subscription, whatever the number of storage accounts you have, all the storage accounts you can connect. Assume that you don't want to connect for multiple storage accounts. I want to connect only single storage account. Still you can select it. If you don't want to select a storage account, you want to log in and manage only a blob or only a kind of a data lake or only a file share, queues, the tables, you can do that. So in this scenario, I'm going with a subscription, right? When I say the subscription, it is asking Azure username and a password, or Azure China username and a password, Azure US government separate dedicated username and a password, a custom environment. In my case, it is Azure public cloud environment, so I'm just selecting Azure as an option. Next option is signing in. So Azure.training, this is my account, AZT09 26. I'm just logging in. What is the password? I forget. Yeah, somehow it is allowed. So I'm logging into my Azure portal. It is asking for multi-factor authentication. So I just provided the required credentials for it. What it is saying, authenticated, you can return to Storage Explorer. You might need to authenticate again if you close this browser tab. So for now, I'm keeping the tab as it is, and then I'm going. Are you able to see for my login currently under my company? My company name is default directory. In a real-time scenario, it will list down your company name. Let's say it's a TCS, it will show as a TCS or whatever the respective organization. Under the tenant, what are all the number of subscriptions you do have? In this example, if you could see here, I will be having only one subscription, that is Azure subscription 1. So by default, it might be selected. Assume that in a real time for your account, if you are having an access of 10 subscriptions, like Azure subscription 1, Azure subscription 2, Azure subscription 3, you could select all subscriptions or you can select whichever is required for your scenario. Either ways, it will be the same. So whatever the storage account is created already under this subscriptions will get list down. Yeah, I'm going back here. Now I'm just expanding my Azure subscription 1. So in this, it will list down. If you could see how many storage accounts I have, I'm just minimizing the disk of my virtual machine. That storage account is a concept. If you see AZT26001, AZT26 test, AZT27, I have 3 different storage accounts here. So which is our storage account? It is AZT27. So under AZT27, it will list down all the storage types which are available. You see, blob containers are available. So I'm just expanding the blob containers. I'm having a folder name called sessions. Assume that I want to create one more container. What I will do, I will create a blob container one more. Let's say I will give a sessions 02. Right? Instead of creating in Azure portal, I'm just giving an example that you can do this. Creation of a container session 02 came automatically here. You can also get created in this window. Same operations, you can also do it from a storage explorer as well. So this is what you have been asking. One scenario is that how you can create multiple containers. Second scenario is, Chiranjeev, you are referring that within a container, how I can create multiple folders. Or you see here new folder option, directly you click on it.
Yes. Okay.
So you just say that this is folder 01. Simple as that, right? You will get a folder. You are under now under sessions 2. We have a folder name called folder 02. Where is it? Under sessions 02, it should show me. Let's say I'm just saying folder 01. Click on OK. So if you see, let me upload one file so that so upload and download is pretty much straightforward options you have. Easy for navigation, all of the stuff. I'm just selecting a file. Let's say I'm uploading on Notepad file. Upload. You could see the operations, whatever we have been doing, everything as a log will be captured in this place, right? I'm transferring one file from this is the source, this is the destination, session 02 folder 02. I have just made an operation, right? So you can go back to your session 02 and find this folder 01 here. Like this, you can have multiple folders also can be created, right? So why it is, what is the main advantage here? If you see session 01, I'm having multiple files. Whatever we have done in a UI of Azure portal, we have more amount of options. One of the best example is new folder creation. You have it in Storage Explorer as a direct option. If you see, I have a copy option here. Let's say data center JPEG file. I can directly copy by clicking on this copy button. Go to session 02 container, paste it. So if you see the operation here, starting transfer, my file, data center file got moved here. So copy paste operation, like how you do in a normal scenario, moving your files, right? That kind of easily you can navigate in the storage explorer and move the content. Clear? Let's say if I want to rename or clone this file, like I am having data center JPEG file, I want to create a one more file with the same content. What I will do, I will click on clone here. I will give a name, let's say data center 01, and then click on clone. So what will happen? I will get a same file with a different name. Right? You could see that. And then you can delete option, undelete option, all other stuff. We have multiple options. So this is a copy paste operation we just seen only within a storage account between the containers. Correct?
So
Same
in a
operation.
container is nothing more. It's a folder.
Yes, it's a folder. Yeah.
Inside folder, we are creating subfolders.
Correct. If it is a requirement, no, in general, you will do that. Correct.
The same operation we can't perform in portal, right? I mean,
Creating a folder option directly on a UI, you don't have it.
not have. Okay,
Using,
okay.
yeah, using an API connections, using a connection strings via code, you can do that. If not, on a UA part, Storage Explorer, you have an option directly.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So in the, we can create one container, then why we are creating two more, three containers?
No, I was just in a real-time scenario, you can have 100 number of containers also. That is the business requirement. So in this case, I have created multiple containers to give you an use cases and examples.
Means we are saving different data each container. That means.
Correct. So I was given a scenario only to copy your content under one storage account called Azure AZT27. I was shown you the content between moving storage sessions to sessions 02, correct? Now I am copying this one of the video file. It is also possible that you can move the content between the storage accounts also, right? AZT26 test is a one more storage account. I am creating a container here. Let's say sessions 03, right? Under sessions 03, you could see a paste option. If you could paste, that's it. You are moving a file from a AZT27 sessions folder to AZT27 26 test storage account sessions 03 container. I was just moved the file.
Within the same subscription, or we can perform this in different subscription as well.
You can perform it in a different subscription as well.
No,
So
like
I
you copy it from subscription one. Like say this is a development or some pre-prod. So I need to copy the file to production. Maybe it's subscription two. I can copy and paste, perform the same operation there as well, right?
yes, yeah. That
Okay.
is the beauty of make use of this tool, right? Let's say yes, being an Azure administrator, for example, developer will ask, I have a data in my production. Could you please copy entire data to my pre-prod to test some operations? Right? One time as a two-time, you will help them as an admin. But daily, if the developer is asking, do you willing to do that? No, right?
No.
Kind of a monotonous job. So you could just help them developer to use this tool. It is not difficult for anyone to follow these operations.
And are there any, like, see, when we create an access part, so whatever the access we have, like for admin, developer won't have, right? So will they have that, for a few developers, we give only read permissions, right? Still, they can copy and paste the files from one subscription to other.
When you say read, they cannot write, no.
No, that's
Up-
what I'm saying. Like, but
Copy the
how we can manage that, like say, for example, for this particular container alone, so there are some developers are working on, how specific to a container, how we can restrict the access.
so
Can we use
what?
that SAS, the one which we create, the token, right? Can we use tokens here also?
Correct. If I say storage account, if you see options here,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
using a
clear.
SAS key, shared access signature, connection string, storage account name and key. So that what will happen? They
We can
could immediately log into this and then manage. Yeah,
okay, based on the tokens what we give to them. Okay,
correct.
the privileges need to be defined by an admin. Okay.
That's correct. We need to define, generate the URLs, help them out at least one or two times, and then they will take care. Otherwise,
Okay.
it is not our job that daily you can copy the files, move the
That's right.
files here and there. We know the technology, but it's not our job to do daily basis. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the use case is under a storage account, you can move the content from one container to another container, possible. Within a subscription, one storage account to another storage account, moving a content or copying the content is possible. Between the storage account, like subscription 1 to subscription 2, different storage accounts in a different subscription, still it is possible to move. Clear? All these scenarios you can do. So I request you to go through this particular setup file, install it, play with this. That give you more amount of a confidence. So I was just given an example. as part of a session only for a blob containers only, correct? So similarly, you could maintain your file shares, tables, queues, and other stuff. File shares also you can create and manage. Okay. Any questions, guys, with this? Storage Explorer?
No, from my end.
Hmm. So this is dedicated tool only to deal with your storage related concepts in Azure. Okay. Next concept is CLI. So CLI concept is AZCopy. AZCopy and utility, it does help in migrating your data from on-premises to cloud, cloud to on-premises, and vice versa between the storage account if you want to move a data using command line interface. Right? For that, what you need to do, first you have to go to the browser, just type AZCopy download. So when you go to this particular path, what will happen? I am also pasting for your reference. Make a note of this. So it will ask you to download one zip file, right? It's not installable, it's an executable file. Let's say mine is Windows 64-bit. Sorry, if at all you are using Mac operating system, Linux operating system, you need to select accordingly. Mine is Windows 64-bit. I just downloaded. If I just open this file, you will be having one executable file. It is not an installable exe file. You could see one executable file. Are you able to see one AZCopy as an application file? It's not a not exe file. Just copy this file. I'm just pasting it in our folder called AZT27. Able to see that we have a folder name called AZT27 under which we have a executable file of AZCopy. Now just go to your command prompt. Just type AZCopy. What it is saying? AZCopy is not recognized an internal or external command, operable program or a batch file. What we need to do now? Only thing is we need to just navigate to this path. Okay, cd, navigate to the change directory to the C user Surendra. Downloads. Under downloads, I have a folder name called AZT27. Click on enter. Now if I just type AZCopy, let's see whether it is recognizing this command. Yes, is it recognized the command and given me some output here? Right? Are you able to see AZCopy? Now it is recognized. Version is 10.14.1. This is the GitHub URL for more information. Using this AZCopy utility, or you can perform these many operations: bench, performance benchmark, completion, script completions, copy operations, documents for a tool in markdown format, environment variables, help command, jobs command, list command, login, logout, make, remove, and sync. So what I will do as part of our sessions, I will take scenarios of copy operation so that will be easily you could able to understand. And it's pretty much straightforward. It is not like command and which is difficult. It's pretty easy commandlets by providing AZ copy, as the syntax is pretty easy. So how the syntax will be for a AZCopy is just type AZCopy, what operation you want to perform, copy operation, and then give a source details, and then give a destination details. Is it easy or difficult?
Yeah, easy one.
It's pretty much easy, right? Shall we go ahead and do that?
Yeah.
Now you are running. Assume that source is your local folder, local path in your laptop, destination is in Azure, and vice versa. Source can be Azure, destination can be your local computer. Source can be one storage account, destination can be other storage account. Still you could able to perform the operations, right? Now I am running this command and saying that I want to move the data to storage, right? Let me run that and then we'll give you the use case as well. So CLS clear, nothing is there. Assume that I want to move a file from this path, right? Copy, let's say AZCopy, copy operation. My source location is users and I want to move a file called cloud demo session is the file which I want to move. This is a MP4 file .mp4. This is the file I want to move. Where I want to move this particular file, assume that I want to send this file to the Azure storage account, that is AZT27. I want to move it to session to 5 folder. I want to move. Click on create. This is my session 05. If I go to the properties of it, I will get the URL of my storage account. This is my URL. Right? I'm copying my destination. What is the file I want to copy here? This is the file. Right? Now the command is got ready, guys. Any questions? AZCopy, copy operations. I just given a source content and destination content. So the question is, we have a Azure portal, we have a storage explorer. Why we need again this AZCopy CLI? Right? This will be useful whenever you want to migrate large amount of files from on-premises to cloud, cloud to on-premises between the storage accounts. The speed of uploading the data will be faster and optimized fashion. That is the
So whether
advantage.
is the syntax correct here? Because you are just in the destination path, you are just adding the file name as well. It will just
Yeah,
copy it. It will say as duplicate. The file doesn't exist, right?
no, it is the syntax actually. So
Okay, you need to pass that. Okay.
yeah, we need to pass it. So let me go ahead and run. I'm running it. So is it got failed now? Why it has been failed? If you see here, it has been failed, correct?
Authentication
Huh.
access, right?
No, correct. So running from a command prompt, we should know where we are sending it is Azure storage. There should be some authentication. That is not like anyone can run the command. You got my point. So there should be an authentication mechanism. For that, the way you will be logging in, right? So this storage account, you should have a RBAC role defined. So what is the RBAC role defined for Azure storage? If you just go and add a role assignment, select, let's say owner, although you are a owner, you need to assign blob data owner or a contributor. So here we're dealing with blobs, right? You need to click on the blob data owner, click on it, select member. So this time Azure training, right? What is AZT training? Some account is there. This one. This is the account, right? This is the account Azure training class 26. is the account, my username in a real-time scenario. This is your username. Click on next and assign. Right. First, let me copy my username. So Azure AD we'll have to discuss, guys. Nothing to worry for now, as it is a bit longer one. So I'm just copying my username. That's why I'm navigating here. This is my username. Layers of authentication we can do. One layer of authentication, guys, using Azure AD, like user by providing your company username and password. Second layer of authentication you can do by using SaaS token. Right? I will show you both the scenarios. So first I'm using Azure AD level of authentication. So now I am having a permissions on top of this storage account. If you could see here, if I go to the access control, I was just added my account as a storage data blob owner. If you see this account, so I am having explicit permissions to handle my storage account. So now what I will do, I will go back to my storage account. I will just type AZCopy and then login. Click on enter. What it will ask? It will ask you to enter this URL, device login URL. Copy it. Go back to your portal or here wherever you feel like to enter. Then it will ask you to enter the device code. That also will be there in the same line. Copy it, go back again, paste it, enter. Then it will ask you to pick up the username. This is my username. Are you see here what it is saying was, are you trying to sign in to Azure Storage AZCopy? If you are really doing a genuine one, click on continue. In my case, yes, I am logging into AZCopy. Click on continue. Then it will say you have signed into Azure Storage AZCopy application on your device. You may now close this window. All right. So I'm just closing this window. Going back here, are you able to see now what is the information it is given? Login is succeeded. It means I have logged into my AZCopy now. Now, if I run the command of moving a file, if you see now here of AZT27 under containers sessions 05, if you see it doesn't have any content. Our intention is my MP4 file of cloud demo session MP4. I want to move it now. I'm clicking on enter. If you see now, it is authenticating to destination using Azure AD. It is successful. Then this job has started. Are you able to see? And then if you see here, there's a percentage, 1.1% is completed, and throughput, Mbps speed, you could see 84 Mbps per second. It is uploading the data, right? How many are pending? Total, how many number of files? So in a real-time scenario, the throughput is gradually, slowly will get increased if it is a large files. All right. If you see now, it will give a summary. Number of transfers completed. It is not failed this time. It's the completed is 1. How much time it took? 0.26 minutes. Right? Hardly it is a 6 seconds it took to move the data from my on-premises to cloud. If I go back here, if I refresh this page, are you able to see my content here?
Yes.
Yeah, we have moved the file. This is on-premises to cloud. Now assume that I'm just going in this AZT27. I'm deleting this file. I deleted it. You don't have any MP4 file in it, right? I will do this now on a vice versa one. Right? I'm going to my syntax. I will make Azure as my source. Control X. I will make Azure storage account is my source. Destination is my on-premises. I will just run this. What happened? Copy is not happening. Right click, copy. Yeah, click on enter. So now what's happening? The file is getting moved from Azure storage account to on-premises. Right, it is moving now 13.5%, 25.9%, 75.3%. So this is not doesn't make any sense when you are moving 100 MB of a file. Assume that you are moving a 100 TB of a file. So
It
that
means
time,
like the authentication will be bidirectional, right?
yeah, authentication is bidirectional. So local computer anyway, I was already opened and I'm logged in. If you see now, cloud demo session file, it has been came by 2202. It means 10 o'clock. It just a minute, at same minute we are in a time frame. It is just copied the content here. Right. This is based on Azure AD authentication. We have moved the file from on-premises to cloud, cloud to on-premises. Clear, guys? Second layer of authentication we will try. So instead of logging in, what I will do now, I will type AZCopy logout. So what is happened now? I just logged out now. It means my authentication will not work. Although I am having AD level data blob contributor or owner, as I was not in the logged in, I don't have a privilege to or copy or move the files now. Correct? Clear, guys? Now, what I will do, I will use a scenario. So I'm just removing this file now, or I will remove the file local system and I will show you the. I'm just removing again, shift delete permanently. I deleted it. Instead of using AD authentication, this time what I will do, I will go back to my storage account. I will go to the shared access key. Right. This time I'm creating a key full permissions with my blob container. Tables and files I'm just removing. One day of a thing is fine for me. I'm just generating it. So this is my SAS token. So what I will do with the SAS token, guys, I will embed my SAS token to my storage account URL. So after my file name, I will just embed the SAS key. So this time I haven't logged into the system using AZCopy login. I have logged out from the system. So I was just copying this, opening the command prompt here, pasting the URL. So this time what we have done, guys, we are not using Azure AD or AD authentication, right? By providing your company username and a password, we are typically using SAS key. Click on enter. Are you able to see now? Again, file is getting processed. Right, 7.3%, 13.5% is moved, 56.38% is moved, 98% it is done now. Right? If I go back to my local path now, are you able to see the file with the 10.05, the file just copied from Azure to on-premises? Right? Similarly, if I go back to the Azure storage account, container session 05, this one, I just deleted it. I deleted the file in cloud, right? What I will do now, I will make my source as my local computer, this one. I will cut it. I will change the syntax is source is local path, destination is cloud. Right? After running this command, I am authenticating to the cloud also now, not using AD credentials, that is your organization username and password. I am authenticating using a shared access key. Right? So I'm clearing everything, pasting it, enter. So with this, what will happen now? The file will get moved from my on-premises to cloud using authentication type as SAS token. Right? Go back to my here, refresh the screen. Are you able to see the file now? With the 10.06 file got moved from on-premises to cloud.
Can we set the permissions as well while copying? Here I can see like it's like an access there or from the backend I'm talking from the command line interface while transferring. Can you set this parameters as well?
Parameters are not on a properties of a storage, but yeah. So I'm about to come to here. The URL which I shared now for you. So you have a lot of use cases like these are all we discussed two different types of authentic. One is using an AD. We have seen using a SAS token. We have seen very basic things like we just upload only one file. For your scenario, for example, if I click upload files, right? Here you have a lot of use cases on a syntax level. It's not only one syntax what I have shown you. You have many things. Let's say you want to move entire container, entire folder data you want to move, which is having lack of files, right? You can do entire directory. This is the syntax. You can move it. Only thing you should be cautious is if you are using command prompt, use a double quotes. If you are using PowerShell to run this, use a single quotes. That is the only thing you should be cautious. Rest other things you can use the syntaxes in official portal. Let's say I want to upload entire directory, entire folder. This is the syntax. If you want, let's say in a content, in a folder, in a directory, you want to upload, right, only specific content. Let's say only text files, only PDF files, upload a specific files. Still you can do by specifying the parameters, only the text files I want to upload and all other stuff. Wildcard entries you can do, star you can do based on the date and time, right? Let's say you have a folder, you want to migrate a content which is the data which is generated only in a January month. You don't want the data from March and February and April month. So that kind of scenarios, you have hell lot of scenarios which you could give it right. It's not only upload for a download you have between the storage account, synchronizing. So you get option of synchronizing. Let's say you have a data, it is keep on updating in an on-premises folder, right? You want to bring the data to the cloud. Right, you can enable the synchronize option also so that what will happen, the data will get synchronized continuously from on-premises to cloud. And also this AZCopy will support moving the data or a content from Amazon storage, from a Google storage also. That is your Amazon S3 bucket and GCP cloud storage as well. Okay, this particular URL, whichever I have shared you in the chat, it does have a lot of scenario based things which you could explore with the AZCopy utility to migrate the content from on-premises to cloud, cloud to on-premises between the storage accounts and vice versa. Yeah. Am I clear, guys? Any questions so far?
Yeah, see, you are talking about SAS token, right? How to verify the validity of the token? See, when creating the token, we are giving like end date as well, right? And as there is no repository as well, so we are just maintaining in a notepad or some local repository. How to validate the time? I mean, like the token whether it's valid or not.
So you could see this start expiry SE date in the token.
Okay, there itself. Okay, okay.
14 start date from a 13th today's date.
That's a validity. Okay, in this way. Okay, understood.
Yeah, we can.
It's there in the token itself. Okay.
Normally we'll define it as part of generation itself. Still, by using the key also you can identify typically.
Okay. No, if I mean, is there any other way to verify other than like how to verify from the command line or somewhere? Can you verify that token whether it's valid or not? Just see if you take LDAP, right? You can just check LDAP connection whether it's a valid connection or not. So likewise, is there any uh, like what is that tool or
Specific things
utility we can check?
I may not aware on it, Chiranjeevi,
Uh,
but by performing the operations, yeah, if it's get failing, for example, we'll get to know its token is
yeah,
invalid.
yeah, agree. That's
Kind of stuff we need to see. Yeah,
the
with
thing
the
is like when you say we are passing this to developers and all, so that's what my question is like when we are giving to them, right? Again, at some point they'll come back and say like token is not work. That's the
that's
questions what we usually face actually. So
that's
verification of
expected.
token we need to be in our hand, right? So that's why I'm
That's
just
correct.
asking.
That is absolutely correct. Whatever you have said is a correct use case which we have been facing it today as well. Because
Yeah.
Typically, and when it comes to real time, it's not possible that you will maintain a repository showcasing of the dates and other stuff. Yeah, it is a real use case actually.
Yeah.
So we need to ask developer how long you will need it. He said only for a month of a project. You give it for a month. Let him come back and generate a new one
Okay.
instead of giving indefinite one. That's what I could recommend.
Yeah, yeah, that's understood.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. In tomorrow's session, like we'll start discussing about networking concepts, guys. So I want you guys to go through about what is mean by IP address first in place. What are the different IP address classes we have? What is mean by private IP? What is mean by public IP? What is subnetting? So I want you guys to go through this concept before joining tomorrow's class. Yeah, will you guys spend some time on it before tomorrow?
What is IP? What is?
I will type in, probably I will type what is IP address, what are the IP address classes, what are classes and its ranges, what are private IPs and public IPs, what is subnet, how to calculate. These are all the questions, right? I am pasting you for your reference in WhatsApp chat as well. So I need you guys to go through these things before coming for tomorrow's session.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Surendra, I have last one thing related to storage stuff. I need to get it clarified. Just what is this? What is it? Blob inventory mean? I'm just reading the documentation. They're just talking about that.
Blob inventory. So
BLOB. Yeah.
no, blob, we have discussed what is meant by blob
Blob,
different.
yeah, yeah. Blob you are discussed. I'm talking about inventory. They just specified as blob inventory. Because if it in the portal also there is a place where they referred as blob inventory. I just browsed to that. So I'm just
Where you're
looking.
referring in the portal.
I just show you one minute.
Yeah, you
I
can
just
share your
browse on
screen probably. Yeah.
1 second. Just randomly just going through. So I just came to that place. One
Ah,
second.
that's
I just share my screen. Give me a second,
right.
please.
No problem.
Okay. Subtypes I've seen here. Okay. Because I asked about subtypes and append block, right? I've just seen in life cycle management stuff. They're creating a rule over there. So just talked about that. So this part, yeah, give me a minute. Because it's very new, right? I'm just navigating here and there. So I just saw
No
that.
problem. So that is how you learn, right? If you're not spending your time on it, it's not possible for you to learn the things as well.
Yeah. So things are like difficult, new, right? So it's very difficult to remember also. So there
Mm.
I've just seen that. So 1 minute.
Not a problem. You just send me the screenshot also in a WhatsApp
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
I will
That's
validate and let you. Not a problem.
yeah, yeah, fine. Because
Even
yeah, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I got it here. So it's on the left side tab under data management. I see like blob inventory, which comes under like geo replication, data protection, object replication, and blob inventory.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that
Yeah.
they're creating some kind of
In,
a rule actually. What is the
in the,
rule? Okay, I'm just selecting it. I've never been used them. Let me see what it
okay.
is. Not a problem.
Under data management.
I was already got that. Inventory frequency, CSV form. Okay, send it. So typically seems to be it is giving up the data seems to be on a CSV format.
Okay.
So whatever the data, if you create a rule like you want to have an inventory, let's say in a storage account, there is a hundred set of files, for example, or a lakh of files under a container. So as part of creating a rule, you will select it actually. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
So that's what my understanding it, but however we can validate not a problem. So
Yeah.
let's say this is the rule one, I just name it. This is the session 05
Okay.
container I selected. You have these many containers. So I was just selecting a container as session 05 or session 02.
Okay.
And then under the blobs or a container you want to maintain an inventory. I said I want to maintain a blob inventory. Inventory is nothing but data. All right. So I want to collect the blobs data. And then if you see here, blob inventory, what are all the fields you want to capture? Let's say I want to capture a name of my blob, when it has been created, when it is last been modified, when it is accessed last time, blob type, content length, MD5, access tier, hard tier, cool tier. It means complete metadata, complete properties of your file.
Right.
So inventory frequency, you want to maintain it daily, for example, it will maintain. Which format it will maintain? It will maintain it in CSV format.
Right.
Right, if
Okay.
you want to further drill down, you can drill down to prefix match as well. If you let's see what will happen on a daily basis, it will maintain the inventory of your blob with whatever been rule we have been given actually.
Okay. Understood. Yeah.
Yeah, this is on a JSON view.
Mhm. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. It's clear.
Even for me also it's a new thing only, so I've never
No
been
problem.
used.
Yeah. Okay. And what is it? Blob subtype version? Because if you go to the storage properties, right there, it shows like versioning as disabled. Just click one of the
Ah,
storage
that I will show you.
account.
So normally as part of a creation itself, I disabled the let me click on configuration. We have one place. So as part of my storage account creation, I have disabled my versioning. Versioning is nothing but whenever you do some changes right here, there is some place where I disable the version. So if you see as part of a creation, right, you have something called versions.
Okay.
And as well as if you see developers, right, if they develop a code today, they will keep version 1.1. They will
Right.
update
Right.
something, it will be 1.2, 1. They will maintain the versioning, right? So if you want to maintain that kind of versioning for your blob files, today you have one file, you updated some file, modified the file. So that kind of a tracking also can be done using versioning if you could enable it. As it
Okay.
disabled as you are referring, because I didn't enable it as part of the creation.
Okay. Fine. Because if you see the storage account, like the home page of the storage account, right, we see the properties, na? I mean,
Correct. Because that is not enabled
overview.
actually.
Overview. Yeah. Just
I
scroll
didn't
down. You can see
enable the
versioning as disabled.
uh,
Right. Correct.
correct. I didn't done any soft data options, versioning, change feed, everything I disabled it actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this can be done as part of provisioning and some
Provisioning.
scenarios
Okay.
configuration also. You can enable it. That can be done.
Okay. Fine. Clear. Clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah. And where we use key vault, because actually we are talking only about access. I mean access keys and SAS tokens and all. Where we use because when whatever you click right on top, it says like it will save in key vault. Where key vault comes into picture, we talk to it later, or I mean in the further sessions.
No, where you have seen as a keyword here?
You can see the description over there. Access keys authentication your application request to the storage account. Keep your keys in a secure location like Azure key vaults and replace them often with new keys.
So we have the dedicated session. So on a
Okay.
keyword. So keyword is nothing but your password management
Yeah,
tool.
yeah, correct.
So where is that slide for me? Yeah.
Yeah, key vault.
So in this slide, right, where we land on this slide, no, we have entire practical session on keyword, how to
Right, right.
create,
Clear.
how to maintain your keys, how to maintain the secrets, how to maintain your certificates of your applications, right? Everything
Right.
you will see as part of this slide.
Fine, fine,
It
fine.
will come.
Clear. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other things, Chiranjeevi,
No,
Sai,
no. Then
Harsh?
like these are the things I have. It's got
Okay.
clear.
Okay. Do you have anything to ask Saidu, Harsha?
No, Surinder.
Okay.
Surinder, can I call you after this meeting?
Yeah, you can call me.
Huh?
Yes, yes, please, you can call me.